Objections are a thing that a lot of people in sales really, really dread. They're worried about an objection they're going to get. Now, we need to turn that mindset round. You actually need to embrace and see them as a positive. Because the first thing to say about an objection is if your prospect or your customer are objecting to something, it means they have some sort of interest. It might be very, very little, but they have an interest in what you have got to say. If they didn't give any objections, they would just simply say, oh, well, we'll have a think about it, and that'd be it. So see objections as a really, really, really positive thing. That's the first important to say. Now, actually, what you'll find is that you'll have a small number of standard objections for each industry and each product and each company. Maybe 5 up to maybe maximum 10 objections that you get. So what you need to do is have a little think about once we've finished this session, maybe write down them. You'll know what you get regular. Maybe speak to some of your colleagues as well and see what they get. And what this does, it allows you to formulate great responses. Rather than having to think of it off the cuff, whether it's on the phone or face-to-face, having them answers ready to answer the objections that the people have is a lot easier to do, like I said, being well prepared than to do it off the cuff. So once you actually get the objection, there's a few things that you can do with it. And the first thing you need to do is clarify the objection. Make sure you 100% understand what they're actually saying. Because, the greatest example of that is when someone says, oh, it's too expensive or we can't afford it. Now, that may be true, but there's a lot of kind of deeper meaning to that. What they might be saying is it's more than we expected in terms of our budget. They might be saying you are more expensive than your competitor. They may be saying that they don't have the budget until next year as well. There's all sorts of different things that actually they may be saying in terms of expensive. So you need to find out actually in more detail what they mean by that. So just ask them to clarify it. Ask them why they think it's more expensive. And just go dig a little deeper to find the actual reason. What you need to make sure you do as well, when that individual is giving you the objection, you listen intently. So you're not waiting for them to be halfway through what they're saying. And because you know you have a fantastic response, to jump in and start giving them a great response with all your features and benefits and such like, which you need to wait. Because actually they may have a sentence which I'll have the word "and" in there, and they may say something else which is absolutely important. And because if you've jumped in before they've said that, they might not actually bring it up, and it may be something that makes you lose the deal further down the line. So make sure you listen to it. The next thing, and one of the most important things, is to complement the objection. So it's really, really simple. Just say, well, that's a great question, or I'll be really positive about it. I'm glad you asked that. Because it shows that you are positive, you're not worried about the objection, and actually it's a good thing, and it gives you an opportunity to give them some of the positives about your product or service. And how you answer the actual objection is you use the feel, felt, found method. So what that is you say, oh, I'm glad you asked that, or what a great question. Many of our existing customers, they had that feeling before. What they felt was that it was too expensive for them, or it was an issue for them, or they couldn't afford it, or whatever it may be, the objection. But what they find now is, and then you state your unique selling points and your benefits further down the line. So it's a great chance to be showing empathy with them. You understand why they're asking that question. Other people have experienced that. But what they've done now is now they've purchased our product or our service, they now find these fantastic benefits. So that's a great way of answering. Once you have answered the question as well, check that they are happy. So again, just words to the effect of, does that make sense? Have I explained that well enough? Something like that, just to make sure that they're happy, because there's nothing worse than if you don't say that, they may just sit there and kind of move on to the next subject, but still not be quite happy. Maybe it isn't the actual objective they have, so make sure you always check their response. Now, one of the most common things, and it's kind of an objection you'll get, is they will say to you, oh, we'll have a little think about it, which is, we all do it. I suppose we've all done it in personal circumstances, so I wouldn't expect it to be any different, whether it's in a business to consumer or a business to business world. So when the individual says think about it, you need to ask a question back. Really, really simple. Just asking them, what is it that you need to think about? What is it that I haven't giving you enough information. And that's not pushing them, and it's not being a pushy salesperson. It's just, again, ensuring that you have answered everything that you need to answer. Because, again, they may have some doubt there, and that's the reason they won't buy. That is your opportunity. You're sat in front of them, you're on the phone. Make sure every single objection is got out. A lot of salespeople don't do this because they fear the objection. They don't try and encourage an objection. But as I said, you need to get all the objections out before they move on. One of the obviously most common objections we all face in any particular job that we do in any sales role is the price objection. Now, the studies out there that tell you only around 20% of all sales are made based on price. So 80% of buying decisions, price is not a major factor. If you've built the value of your product, your service, your company, and you as an individual, it is a lot less likely. So a lot of people go in there fearing price as an objection. Again, you may be the most expensive in the market. Embrace that. That's actually an easier and better place to be than being somewhere in the middle, because you can build yourself up as a premium brand, a premium product, the elite. The reason that people buy a Mercedes car, they don't buy a Mercedes car because it's the cheapest. Very few people actually buy the cheapest car. Most people want to buy that brand because of what it brings to them. And there's no difference in any of the products and services that you sell. So if you've got a product that is the most expensive in the market and you know that is fine. And that's actually generally, I've found previously, a lot easier to promote and to sell than something that sits somewhere in the middle. If you are somewhere in the middle, you need to try and find a unique selling point. And if you haven't maybe as a company got an obvious unique selling point, it's a very saturated market, you need to make you the unique selling point. You need to sell how important you are. So you are a business advisor for them. You are helping them deliver value for your prospects, and you will see a huge difference in your results.